Bitcoin right now is going for a massive pump, just like we were predicting yesterday. And like I've said before, $72,000 is the next most important level to watch. But let me take you through. So overarching is the idea that a bull market consists of roughly 150 weeks of straight up with about, I'm going to say 50, 60 weeks or so of down. We had about, let's quickly check this out, we've had roughly 90 weeks or so of up already in. So that means we have roughly 60 weeks or so a little bit over a year to go of just crazy bullish action. That's the overarching theory. On a daily basis though, we establish where are the most interesting levels in terms of liquidations and liquidity, with an overarching level of $72,000 being the most important level to watch. For context, that's because most of the time, Bitcoin got rejected at that level. Again, $72,000. But as you can see from this chart, that's on a longer time frame. If we kind of zoom into only the recent history of the last month, you can see that right now, as it stands, like right now, we're facing some very interesting liquidation levels. Like we're literally crossing them, we're getting towards them right now at roughly $70,000 with multiple billions of dollars getting liquidated if we cross above 70.2 or so. And as you can see, here you can see the highest point, right? Over the recent history here, the highest point we've gotten to is roughly 70,000 flat. So we're very, very close and it's finally happening. But as I explained yesterday in the video, this, as you can see, the flow up with a slight downturn before moving up is still very likely. Still, it could get slightly more dark before continuing up towards the upside. But the overarching theory, and this is again my personal long position explanation, is that over the next little bit here, based on historical performances of Bitcoin flipping over on the MACD and RSI, and the price going for a pretty crazy, I don't remember, like 40% pump or so. Here, 80% pump. And in this case here, we're expecting roughly a 60, if not more, percent pump to happen in the imminent short term. I just still stand by that right now, from a risk reward perspective, even though we're quite high at 69,000 just last night, I think. Oh, here's my Dogecoin position, I guess. So again, this is one of the accounts I opened for the most part yesterday, with the Bitcoin trade being slightly earlier, as the entry like average now is 62K. But Ethereum was yesterday at 32.59, Solana at 172, XRP at 0.5968, and then Dogecoin at 13362. It's actually at a slight loss. These are at some slight realized profits because I wanted to accommodate for the funding fees. The Ethereum position, as you can see, is in roughly $2,000 worth of profit. Bitcoin 6.5. Solana roughly 2K, XRP roughly 250, and the Dogecoin has been swinging around. I have put my orders in though for where I would like to buy more. Basically right below, or I'd say right above this previous little dip, I would actually like to open another position right back at these support levels I'd like to buy, and potentially all the way back at 12.23. I'd like to buy again if we get there. Dogecoin is a riskier position to open. If you want to stay safe, just stick to Bitcoin. But for Bitcoin, like I stated a bit earlier, it's quite easy, and I always recommend people to just open more and more orders as prices go down lower. Right now, officially, we are at one of my targets to exit the trade, with my official target though being roughly 72,000 for the first half. Again, you can sell a lot more if you want to, if you feel comfortable that way. But the reason I'm actually cashing out some at 72 is because at that point, it's one of the most interesting resistances. But even though you can actually, if you want to be really safe at this blue line I established earlier, sell a slight bit, which again, we're slightly above the threshold. That's just because this is a very interesting resistance, or at least has been. But it's, again, just about how safe you want to play it. I think for the longer term, this position can still last though. And I can show you multiple accounts, but for the most part, let me quickly grab another one. On every single account that I have is just bullish Bitcoin positions. It's just only up. We're expecting prices to go up. And right now, as it stands, even though this triangle of sorts means nothing, I think all... this is slightly better to showcase the trend. All can see that right now we are getting back towards resistance, but the trend line has indeed been, or say the trend for the most part has just been up and up and up on the short term, but also if we overarch this again, on the longer term, it has been that way as well. Again, often people can get distracted by the short-term performances and forget the longer-term performances like we can see in a chart like this. And there comes my last piece, which by the way is, make sure you press that freaking like button if you enjoy these trading videos. You might say, Dusty, you're telling me this story too late. No, the last 48 hours, I've already made 2 videos explaining exactly what my strategy is, where exactly I'm buying, which is literally any moment, and I established with you guys if you're unsure, go for a strategy of, let me just always buy. So you buy once right there, maybe a few weeks later, you buy more, you buy more, you buy more, you buy more. If you do this over a longer period of time, at least up to this point in the history of Bitcoin, you would have always made profit. It might have taken you a few months though. And one thing I established is that a while back, I bought at 26,000 or so. For a good while, it was actually at a loss. Multiple weeks, it was at a loss. But I waited and waited and waited, and eventually we were able to turn it into a profit, but it was not instant. Many people want instant gratification. You're not going to get that most of the time. Then again, though, what we've established over the past couple of days is that Trump is so bullish. All these institutions are flipping bullish. BlackRock has been amazed by the interest, etc., etc. Right now, from almost every angle, it just seems as if a crazy super cycle is about to occur, which is why I'm so bullish. And if you also want to trade, by the way, make sure you check out the link down below to Bybit. It's the exchange I personally use for all my trading. And once more, even people with just $1,000 or so in their entire account are able to flip it into tens of thousands over a longer period of time. So don't think little amounts don't matter. Just for perspective, this trade here is roughly $1,300 worth, right? That's what we put in. And it's right now in $19,500 worth of profit. Yes, it took multiple months, but I keep telling you, does that really matter? Is it bad that it takes a few months for great results to happen? Is it bad to turn $1,000 into $20,000 in a few months? Is it bad? Some people will say, yeah, because I can do way better. I think it's amazing. And I think everybody should commend themselves if they're able to do that. Because again, over a longer run, we can now take that 20,000, for example, and put it into some crazier, riskier altcoins, $1,000 into 20 coins, and hope that one of those flips it again into 100K, or we can keep the money in this position, or even we could double down, take some profit, re-enter the position with now more significant of a size, and keep pushing through and through and through to multiply our numbers. Ultimately, since it's a percentage game, yeah, the more money you make, the more money you can make, even if you're just putting the exact same trades out there. So right now, as I said, it can get a little bit scary because we're getting back to resistances. One right now, as I'm uploading this video, one at 72,000. If we break through though, and that's again why I said it's not too stupid to take profit at these levels, is because we've gotten rejected at it multiple times, right? You can see here throughout history, it's been a hurdle, a big one for sure. But if we break through, things are probably going to get so crazy that first of all, the second half of your trade is going to pop off, but also all my other investments will do so well that it was worth it to take some profit at this key point, especially if you've had some of the trades open we have from 54, 53,000. Take some profit on those trades, just be happy with whatever you've gotten over there, and then either re-enter if things look good, we go for another dip, but it all depends on how crazy we blast through 72 if we do at all. Right now, the things are slightly scary because we've been going so fast, but again, I'll explain it once more. The underlying thesis is we are too extremely bullish because of everything that happened at the Trump speech, because of the fact that there were a lot of short-term speculators that have right now sold off because they were waiting for a Trump announcement that didn't come. Guys, we're in one of the most bullish situations ever for crypto. And Rookie said it too. Mt. Gox is all gone. Germany sold. The US will most likely only keep buying Bitcoin from here on forward. We have mostly just positive announcements, and if you think about it, we're back at the prices from Bitcoin of 3 years ago. But so much has changed, so much has gotten better. The only one thing I'm kind of afraid of is potentially some FTX payouts. But overall, it makes too much sense for us to just continue this uptrend from here and most likely super cycle pretty quickly afterwards. So I'm still betting on that. Just crazy gains to come, and that's about it.